Welcome all of you. In this video lecture, we will understand about the external respiration or breathing. In order to understand respiration as a whole, we have divided the parts or divided the topic into three parts. In the first part, we will deal about external respiration or breathing. In the second part, we will understand about gases exchange, and in the third part, we will understand about internal respiration or cellular respiration. Also, we will talk about types of respiration, that is aerobic and anaerobic respiration, in our consecutive videos. In this video lecture, we will only focus and stick to the process and mechanism of breathing, how human beings or how organisms breathe in and breathe out. Okay, the taking in of oxygen is known as inhalation, while giving out of carbon dioxide is known as exhalation. How this is achieved? You are much aware, much more acquainted with the parts and uh, parts of human respiratory system, as I have taught you in the previous video. So the diaphragm during inhalation, what happens? The diaphragm pushes downwards, and when it is pushed downwards, then it is known as contraction of diaphragm. So diaphragm, that muscular organ, is projected downwards. Simultaneously, due to nervous control and coordination, the intercostal muscles or the rib cages moves outwards. What will happen by all these activities? When the ribs moves outwards and the diaphragm moves downwards, then the volume inside lungs increases. When volume increases, then what happens with the pressure? You know that you have heard about Charles law, Boyle's law, and you have heard about the relationship between pressure and volume in physics. So whenever we apply pressure to something, then its volume reduces. Just think about of a balloon or air filled in a piston or syringe. When you push the piston, then the volume decreases. What it means, that when you increase the pressure, then volume decreases. Okay, and vice versa can also be true. So when volume, here volume, what happened? Volume of the chest cavity or pleural cavity increases. This causes a reduction in pressure inside the lungs. Generally, the atmospheric pressure is about 756 mm of Hg. Okay, and due to reduction in pressure inside our lungs, because of the action of diaphragm and all the rib cages, when volume increases, pressure decreases, then the volume increases, then pressure decreases. Due to this, the pressure reduces to 752 mm of Hg. 752 mm of Hg pressure inside the lungs, while the normal pressure of air is 756 mm of Hg, and air always flows from a region of high pressure to low pressure, so air will automatically rush inside the lungs. You need not to apply force to inhale air. Okay, generally we do not apply force on our respiratory system, to inhale air unless and until we are ill. Okay, so due to this pressure gradient, the air rushes inside. This process is known as inhalation. As soon the air enters inside, gases exchange takes place. We will understand it in our next lesson, how gases exchange takes place. Now, when gases exchange takes place, then the lungs is filled with carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide must be exhaled out. Okay, because this is a waste material. So in order to exhale out the carbon dioxide, what the respiratory system does? First of all, the diaphragm now relaxes, and when diaphragm relaxes, it moves upwards. So diaphragm moves upwards, and the rib cages are projected inwards. Okay, they are projected inwards. So what these all are doing? These all are reducing the volume of lung cavity or pleural cavity or chest cavity, whatever you may consider. So the pleural cavity volume decreases, and when volume decreases, pressure increases, because they have inverse relation. Now the pressure becomes 758 mm of Hg inside the lungs. And what is the pressure outside the environment, or what is the pressure of normal atmosphere? It's 756 mm of Hg. So 756 outside and 758 inside, or it may reach to 762 also. So 758 inside is the higher pressure than that of the outside. So what will happen? Again, air will move from a region of high pressure to a region of low pressure. So air is exhaled out of the body. So it is a general physiological process which do not require your so much energy and so much labor and so much force. It is generally based on the laws of physics and pressure gradient. What our system actually does, our system provides that platform upon which the pressure gradient plays its role. Okay, so this is all about inhalation and exhalation. I hope you have understood something about it. In the next video we will understand about the gaseous exchange, and in others consecutive videos we will understand about cellular respiration. Thank you very much for listening.